Hello, good morning, everyone. Um, uh, this is the webinar concerning the mobile mapping essential series on publishing and sharing your data online with TMX. And I don't have anyone presenting me, so I try to start all this session on my own and introducing myself. I think you are able to see. I think you're not able to. I think you should be able to see my screen actually. And so please send me a note in case you can't do that. And I just go through. I will just start with. So my name is Marco Bello, and just introducing myself. I am based in Italy. I'm working in Trimble since 19 years now, and I am a technical sales engineer for the land mobile mapping portfolio and working for the EMEA region. And yeah, as I said, this webinar belongs to the mobile mapping essential series. And the topic which I am going to cover today is, as you can see from the agenda, is basically the kind of use we can make of the data set published on a publisher. Once we upload mobile mapping data with vector data or other resources, which kind of use we can of those. And after that, I will try to show you, the different. I will give you some main concepts about what the publisher is. Then I will go a little bit on the different kind of use we can make out of the publisher. So how we can get access to the data. And through the different platforms, which I will show you, I will try also to highlight the different workflows. So the different way we can consume, we can make use of the data which has been shared or uploaded into the publisher solution. So this is not a webinar where I'm going to describe or to touch the different configuration, the different type of setup of publisher environment, licensing, and requirements or stuff like that. So if you are interested on these topics, actually you might like to have a look to the already available webinars which have been done from colleagues on these subjects, and which are available on geospatial.trimble.com webinars mobile mapping. So this is where you should go if you're also interested on this different aspect. Now, going to the subject of this webinar, the main concept around the publisher is a server-based platform, basically, with which you can share, you can upload, and you can share with colleagues and customers, other organizations, the division in your company. You can share the mobile mapping data itself, which could be trajectory data, mobile mapping like point cloud data, imageries data as well, but also why not UAV data sets, maybe internal scanning, internal indoor mapping data sets into a cloud, basically a cloud type of environment. And this data, once available into the server, is made available to different type of users or different groups of users. And you, as administrator of this installation of this setup, can decide the one who can get access and what actually each people who has gotten access, what you can actually do. Just viewing the data, just inspecting those, or why not maybe even doing measurement directly on in this publisher environment. And once the data is uploaded into publisher, once data has been published, you have different way to get access to this data. And this is where basically my webinar is going to focus. The most direct way, or the most direct way to get access is, as soon as you have a link to this publication, you very simply open an internet browser, type in the address, provide, if needed, your login username and password, and then you are jumping into this street view-like kind of environment. Another way is making use of specific plugins. Some are already available, like for Esri products, like for Autodesk, for QGIS. And once you install these plugins in one of these data management software solutions, you can bring your publication or your mobile mapping data directly into your main production software. Another way is making use of specialized applications, which means there is SDK available which enables you to create your own application and embedded into your main software, main data management software, so that you can bring again your mobile mapping data directly into your specific own platform, software data management platform. So this is the main, I would say, 3 ways to get access to the publisher data. And as I said, I will try to show you a little bit of these. So this is the topic which I am going to show you. So this is the main concept, the 3 different type of groups. I just started sharing my screen right now. Okay, so the browser access. Actually, I was not quite sure that I've been sharing my screen earlier, but I think I'm doing it now. Apologize if the very first 2 slides were not. Again, so let's start from the access through the browser. So as soon as you got an account from the publisher administrator, you open into the browser, provide the IP address, and then you are connected to your publication. And once you're in the publication, you are able again to navigate into your data set. You can navigate through the vector data, which maybe have been uploaded on the publication as well. And then you can do basically your own checks. You can verify the measurement, you can verify the data which has been already uploaded. From this point of view, actually, the publisher is maybe not really a production tool, is mostly a solution which enables you sharing information, as I said earlier, to different organizations or different offices, or maybe to your end customers. So again, it's mostly sharing solution, probably not really a production environment. And let me maybe just show you exactly what you can do once you're in the publisher, and which tools are made available for the user who connect to the data. So what I'm doing right now is just I'm going to connect to one publication, and this is the one which I will make use for the different interface which I'm going to introduce. Once I'm logged in, this is MX9 mobile mapping datasets. As you can see, I have a point cloud view on the top. I have a camera view, a spherical view on the back, and I have my visualization of this RGB colorized point cloud. And from here, I can navigate into the point cloud environment or in my spherical image environment. And one nice tool which you can use to make life easy navigation is maybe just synchronizing the view. So basically, if you enable that, wherever you are moving or orienting your visualization from the camera or from the point cloud, you see that I am in a nice synchronized view. So everything which is visible in the where I'm focusing or aiming into the point cloud is actually what the camera is also looking at and is also aiming to. And what maybe you have seen, or maybe what you have noticed, is that on this data set, on this point cloud as overlay, I have these blue lines. So this is basically lines which has been extracted with the TMX Asset Modeler solution, so which is the production model with which you can create or extract the vector data In this case, I have created those and have uploaded those as well, and these are visible here as resources. And the user connected to the publisher could make use of a selection tool, maybe to identify or to analyze some properties of this line. In this case, I don't have really interesting attributes for this just line. I have just an object ID, which has been visible now. But assuming I had maybe a length information or other attribution assigned to this line, I should be able, would be able to display this into this small small window. So this is a resource, a vector data, which has been uploaded by the administration of the publisher solution. So the one who uploaded mobile mapping data also decided to upload and make visible to other users these data sets. Similar to this, assuming that myself, not as administrator, but as a user, maybe I have a data set which I would like to display as overlay on top of mobile mapping data, because maybe I want to see how a project design might fit on top of the reality, which is which can be identified here with the point cloud and the imageries. What I could actually do is I could go on resources, and by clicking on this open local resource, for example, I could select a specific file or a set of files which might be representing of I don't know, maybe new road signs, a new design of lamppost. I would like just to put as overlay on top of my mobile mapping data, or stuff like that. So it's not a data set which an administrator can upload, but something I can do myself here locally without sharing to other people. This is something which I would just view myself. And once I have the mobile mapping data set uploaded, of course, you have different ways to display your data set, your point cloud. In this case, what you can see is that the RGB has been applied to the point cloud, and I'm using as a colorization on the point cloud this kind of information. So the RGB, which is applied to the point cloud. Something interesting is the use of annotation. So again, let's assume that I am not the administrator, but maybe I just work for this company, and my administrator uploaded this data set in this publication and made this available. And I need maybe to navigate through the data and review and look if there is any, for example, danger situation or any damage on the New Jersey barrier here, or something which requires some attention from in the project frame. What I can do is I can make use of annotation. So basically, navigating through my data, I can say, oh, there is a damage here or a dangerous situation here on this New Jersey barrier. Actually, I can take annotation, and for example, I could write something here. There is a danger situation. Maybe I would like to colorize this red. Then I can position my cursor on my mobile mapping data, and I can highlight this position and have this annotation created. And I can keep driving in my data set, and then maybe I notify another one. As soon as I notify another one, maybe I can just put my cursor again on this area, and I can create a new one. So actually, I have created two annotations, and these annotations, once created, again, not by the administrator, but myself as a user, I can just go here and I could simply download this as a file. O3A is the extension. And now that I have this file, what I could do is, now I'm just removing those from the view from here, just delete from the view. But what I can do is I can send, for example, via email this file maybe to the project administrator, or maybe another colleague who has access to the same publication. And these other people in the organization can simply, once they have downloaded their file, they can click on open. They just go to the file and just open this. So basically, you're able to visualize locally, again, not in the publication, but locally on the machine, the information, or maybe the kind of notifications or annotations which I just sent them via email. So this is a kind of resource which is not created by the administrator, but something you do yourself locally, and which you can share, for example, transferring this kind of file via email. So notification can be, there is different type of notifications. There is, you could use some symbols, it could be line, could be textual, but it's also interesting, this other one. So basically it's a 3D object. A 3D object can be considered as a notification, can be uploaded as an annotation as well. For example, let's assume that we need to change this bridge. Maybe the bridge you can see now on screen is an old one, and you would like this to be replaced with a new one for which you have a design. The design is a 3D model, so it's a 3D mesh, and you have your 3D mesh file. And what I can do is locally, I can simply click on this file, which is visible here. This is the name of the file which is available. And then I can navigate into my point cloud, and I could say, okay, maybe I would like to position, I would like to see how the bridge will look like. So you can click on the point cloud, and this has been positioned this way. Of course, it's not really correct. It's not really aligned to the point cloud. So you can click on this object, then I can start. You can enlarge it. And then you can start rotating, for example. And once this is done, you can of course, you can also drop. You have different options to position it. You can also drop it to the ground. But the concept is that as soon as you have a position at this, you can start navigating through. Oops, sorry. You can start navigating in your data sets and just have a look to how your bridge would look like in a kind of reality environment. And you can see how this is fitting with respect to your imageries, or how this is looking in respect to your point cloud, 3D point cloud. Now, this is an annotation, which means it's just something you can see as an overlay. It's not something where you can measure on top. So I cannot make use of this resource, for example, to measure the possible clearance between this 3D mesh and the surface of the road. But there is another way you can use a 3D model and to do this kind of exercise. So let me just show you this. So I go back, I just delete this annotation. By the way, this annotation, also this 3D bridge, of course, I can also export again as an annotation file and send this annotation file to someone else, and then simply my colleague could take it and upload it locally on the publisher in order to visualize how the bridge would look like in the same data set. A 3D model, once georeferenced, can also be used in the publisher as a real resource. What does it mean? This is a file which the administrator of the publisher can upload as a vector data, as a shape file, could be, right? But in this case, this is a 3D mesh file. If this file has been georeferenced, this can be used as a resource in your publisher, and this can also be used to do measurements on top of this. And maybe this is something I'm going to show you how it works. So if I'm going to the resources, I'm opening the resource sidebar. You see that the administrator uploaded also this file, bridge Sestel mesh. That's the name of the 3D file, 3D model file. I can turn this on, and now this bridge has been loaded or uploaded, and there we go. So in a slightly different position than the annotation I created. You see, this is georeferenced, so this is fitting much better than the annotation which I just uploaded. And making use of this small 1 and 2 boxes, actually you can decide if maybe you would like to display just on top of the imageries. In that case, I can switch off the view from the view number 1. I click on 1. Otherwise, you can enable from here or disable from the overlay from the spherical imageries. But let's keep it like this, for example. So now that I have this, what I can do is I have my 3D model. What I can do is I can go to the measurement functions. I can go to distances, for example, and once I'm here, I could, for instance, compute a vertical distance. But maybe before doing my measurement, I have to go to the settings. Need to go to the measuring settings and switch to 3D measurement, because I'm not using the point cloud. I'm using actually the mesh. So I click here, I go back, confirm the vertical measurement distance. I can click on one point, and then I can click on the ground. And now I have my clearance between this element of the bridge and the road. Or differently, I can zoom in from here. I could take a point on the bottom of the bridge and do my second measurement. And now I have the clearance between my 3D model and the point cloud. And this is a quite nice tool to make verifications, you know, on your mobile mapping data, how well the design of, in this case, of the bridge is fitting with the reality, with the point cloud. So just to make your kind of feasibility studies on a project, which in this case could be the realization of this project. All right, let me just clear the measurement and let me go back to the resources, and let me switch off again the bridge. And by the way, once we have the bridge, yeah, I'm just taking it up again. You can also make use of another interesting tool, which is this one here, which enables you to take snapshots. Assume you have the measurements. Oh, okay, let me just keep the measurement again. Okay, that was the distance. I pick again 1 point and take the second. Once you're here, you can also go to your snapshot, and then you can decide which view, from which view you would like to take it. For example, I take it from view number 2, which is the one where I have the imageries, the spherical imageries. I just select this, and then I can click take snapshot, and I have this. And I can download as an image file, or I can just click here to visualize this, how this snapshot looks like. And then you can, of course, delete. So the images as well can be some file you can export and make use to, you know, as a material supporting your project. Okay, I'm going to switch off the bridge 3D model now, and I want to show you something else, another measurement. Let me just close these measurement functions. I am going now and navigating again to the bridge, which is the existing one, which is in the data set. Which is this one here, and I'm just going here because I want to show you another tool which is available here, which is the slice view with its own sidebar. For example, here you see that I have this bridge, and what I might be interested in is having some geometrical informations about the pillars of this existing bridge. So what I can do is I can take this slice view tool. I can specify the way I would like to have a slice or basically a section created. For example, I would like to create an horizontal slice with one click, one coordinate. I select this tool. I go in here. I just go on my pillar of the bridge. I do my click, and you see here, actually, I can see a section, horizontal section of this of the pillar of the bridge. From the mobile mapping view, from a 3D view, you can see the sides of your intersecting plane. I can play with the thickness of my plane, make it larger or smaller, and I can change the position of the intersecting plane. And once I have this, what I can do also from here is I can go to the measurement tools, and again, maybe I can take the distance measurement tools, and also from here I can do my measurements, and this information can be saved or can be exported or can be used as a verification in a kind of verification workflow. You can create this kind of you can create horizontal intersection planes, or if I go back to here, let me just close this view and maybe I show you another way to create another kind of plane. So I'm just parking the car a little bit further away. Another way is creating a vertical slice, for example, by picking 2 coordinates. This is what I'm going to do now. I just create a new one. For example, I can click 1, 2. I'm creating this one, And now you can see that I have this different kind of view. This is basically a cross-section view. And also for this one, I have the chance to increase the thickness or reduce it. I can just move my vertical intersecting plane, and or I can identify here a step to move through my data and move the cross-section. And also from this visualization, of course, you can take your own measurement tools and just compute your clearances with respect to the elements which are visible in the cross profile. Okay, I'm just going to clear this and then closing this. And this was basically the slicing view you have in the publisher, which again is a tool which gives you the chance to analyze or inquiries or look with a deeper understanding of your mobile mapping data which you have been uploading. So beside all this, of course, if you have been enabled by the administrator, you can make use of all the measuring functions which you have. So you can measure different kind of measurements. You can do different kind of measurements like point, distances. You could compute a point. You can compute vertical offset or clearances. All of these measurements or the extractions which you are doing could be copied inside a kind of a clipboard, and then just going into a notepad, for example, kind of environment, you could paste this information. This is not something you can store directly into a layer or into a database. Again, you are viewing your data, sharing the data, but not saving this kind of measurement or extraction in a layer. Or if you're extracting points, actually the result of your point extractions, if you're going to save those, they are kind of stored in the cache, and then these could be, for example, downloaded as a O3M file, or could be downloaded as a KML file, for example, to upload on Google Earth, for example, to see where these objects are. But basically this is it. Basically, that's the way you can measure or extract information and export locally the file containing this information. So again, probably this is also explaining why probably we don't consider the publisher with this kind of access I'm showing you right now as a real production environment, but mostly as a kind of data sharing environment. The story is a little bit different if you use the publisher with plugins, and this is what I would like to show you right now. I'm just closing the publisher, the publication now, and going back to the slides. So when you're using a plugin, as I was commenting earlier, the plugin gives you the chance to connect a publication to your data management software. You need your user, you need a publisher, of course, somewhere installed and with publications available. You need your account, your username and password, and basically, as soon as you start the plugin from your software platform, you have a browser which comes automatically open with the publication, and what you have at the end is a two-way real-time communication between your application. This is a QGIS installation, for instance, and the publication through your browser. So everything you are doing, everything you are extracting in the publication through the browser interface gets visualized on your application, like QGIS here again, and can be stored exactly in your data management publication. And what I would like to do is I would like to try to show you this live. So just give me a second. Let me go to QGIS, and I think I need to try to see how I can share both of my screen. Share screen, both screens. I think you should be able now to see both of the screen. Okay. If not, I just asked the organizer, who in the meanwhile got connected. So if you can just confirm that, otherwise, okay. Anyway, I'll keep going with this. Okay, so this is a QGIS, and from here, basically, you have the chance to. You can see here there is a toolbar, which is the plugin for the publisher, and from here basically I can click on this command here, and as soon as I click here, the plugin is opening a publication. Okay, this publication, I'm just bringing this to the second monitor. Okay, because probably it makes life easier for navigation, and I am opening the publication I'm interested in. And as soon as the application is loaded, you can see on the QGIS here, for example, that I can see the trajectory. Actually, this is not really the trajectory, but this is the camera positions where the system has been collecting photographs. I can see that two views are opened at this moment, view number 1 and view number 2. And actually, this is what I can see on the other monitor. I can see. I hope you can do the same. I have the point cloud view and the spherical view on the background, on the lower part of the screen. And I was commenting that there is a real-time two-way communication, and yeah, you can see that, because if I'm now rotating the view number 2 from the publication, you see that the icon or the symbol of the view in QGIS, for example, is changing, is rotating as well accordingly to what I'm doing here. Now, how the plugin can be seen as a production environment. You can see that here I have created a layer in QGIS. So there is a lamppost layer. I can maybe show the attribute table. I just created some real basic attributes: number ID, the date of the extraction, the status, the height of lamp, and then another column where I need to, when I will fill in the attribute fields, basically when I'm flagging on the box, I am basically commenting yes, a visit needs to be planned, or no, a visit doesn't have to be planned for this specific feature. So basically that's the structure, or that's the schema of this layer I just created. I close the attribute table. If I am going to do, what I have to do first is I need to make this editable. So I just enable or toggle editing. So now this layer is active to be edited. And what I'm going to do is maybe I am going to start from here, from the very beginning of the run, to start extracting my poles. And what I can do is I can take this tool here from the plugin, pick a location. So if I click here, then if I enable this function, and if I click on my camera positions on the plugin, you see that on the publication directly, I am opening that specific views, point cloud view and image view. And here I have some poles, which maybe this is what I need to start extracting and saving the result into my layer loaded in QGIS. So what I can do is, once I'm here, from the publisher, I can go to the measurement tools. This is going to be a point. So I take this function here because I want also to have the height of the lamp respect to the ground. I do my first click to identify the reference surface, and then I do my second click on the lamp. And I have this 8.4. So this is the vertical height. So I have created the point. I have extracted the position in the publisher. Now, if I'm going to zoom in the QGIS, you see this yellow dot. Actually, this is the point I am creating through the plugin. This point at the moment is not stored yet into my layer. To save this into my layer, what I have to do is maybe I'm going to select my layer, and then I can click on this tool here, which is add the measurement to the active layer. So I am doing this. So now these points belongs to my layer. And what I can do is, for example, I can take this tool, I can go in here, and I can say, okay, for example, this is the point 200. I can specify the date. So basically now I'm just providing the information which are belonging to the structure of the schema of the structure of this layer I created. The status, maybe this is in good status. The lamp height, this was the famous 8.44 I measured through the plugin. And then I can say, yeah, in this case, a visit is needed for whatever reason. So I'm just flagging on this box and just saying, okay, this information has been stored in my QGIS layer. Now what I can do is I can go, for example, in my second pole which I want to visit. So again, do the same exercise. I click one point there on the ground, then one point on the top. Then I have this one, which is 8.6. I'm going to save this object. This is the object. I have been saving this into the publication. Now I just open the tool. So this is the point 201. Again, I just confirm the date, and I provide the status. For example, I don't know, this is bad condition. The height was 8.62, and maybe, yeah, in this case, maybe also a visit is needed. I just take a last one, right? And then I will just show something else. And then I go to a last point, so to a last pole. Again, same exercise. I'm going to just go and save it to my layer. I just look at the attribute, the feature attribute list. This is the point 202. I just confirm the date. This is the date, the status. This is condition. This is 8.55, whatever. And maybe in this case, no, a visit is not needed. So I'm not flagging this bug. I'm just saying, okay. So once finished, I have my three objects which has been extracted. I can close if I want the editing function through the toggle editing. I just save my edits, and I have my three objects which are here available. And I can show you the attribute table. So here is information I've been extracting from the data which were available through the plugin, which means the publication. I see the attributions here, and as you could probably see, I was not saving actually nothing here on the publisher. So nothing has been stored here in the cache. So I can do that if I would like to. I mean, as soon as I'm extracting this object, I can also click here and save my the points I am extracting. And so these points would be visible. Let's overlay on the point cloud and on the spherical images. But what is also possible through the plugin is I can select the three light poles, for example, these ones I'm selecting right now, and then there is this function here, add the selected object as overlay to the viewer. So the viewer basically is the publication. So if I'm going to click here, you see that now these three objects are visible as well on the publication. So there are some limitations. In this case, I cannot see any labels, I cannot see the attributes, but I can see those objects. Okay, so I can, if for some reason I might like to see where I've been extracting and where the data and which are the poles which I still need to visit and extract through the plugins. That's the way you can also see in real time what have been already extracted and what is actually also missing. So you have seen everything I'm doing here from the publisher gets visible through the plugins into my software application which I'm running, and I can show you also, why not, maybe quickly, how a line can be extracted. In this case, I don't have a line layer in QGIS created, but just to show you how the creation of a line is looking inside making use of the plugins. actually is a real two-way communication. You see, as soon as I'm clicking, you see that there is a line which is created in the QGIS and which is following exactly the instruction I'm doing right into the application. Then I do my double click, the line has been created. And again, if I would have had the layer here, polyline layer created in QGIS, this polyline could have been stored and saved directly into the into my QGIS publication. Okay, I'm just going to clear this and stop the measurement tool. So this is in general the kind of use you can do of the plugins. And from this point of view, yeah, the data uploaded into the publisher can really be considered as a resource you can really make use for production. All the layer management, all the layer creation organization is something which can be handled directly in QGIS in this case. For example, you can create your layer here locally, or maybe be linked to an existing database, and maybe the data you're extracting from the publisher through QGIS are maybe going to be stored directly into your database. So this is really a production environment where you can make use of the extraction functions or features in the which the publisher makes available, and save the result of your feature directly into some specific layers or tables of a database. Okay, let me just close the publisher and let me go back, discard this, discard the project, and let me just go back to the slide deck, and I'm going to try to go back to screen to share only one monitor. So this one here. Okay, you should be able now again to look at my main screen. Okay, now the last way I would like to show you to get access to the data available in the publisher is through ArcMap Online. So basically, using an ArcMap Online account and the web app builder function of the ArcMap Online, actually you can create specific applications, right? Which you can later on run on a tablet or maybe even on smartphones. Why not? And what is available is a widget. Actually, through the ArcMap Online and a web app builder, we have different widgets available created by different users, which you could with which you could customize your application. And the nice thing is that there is a widget which enables you to open the publication data directly into your ArcMap Online applications. And to do this, of course, you need your ArcMap Online account. You need to have installed your web app builder. And basically, when you start the specific widget, which I'm going to show now, you are going to open a connection to a publication. Now, the widget I'm showing you now is quite basic. So you can navigate through your mobile mapping data. You can do measurement. You can extract 3D positions. But at the moment, this is not configured to save the result of the extraction inside maybe specific layers which are available inside your project in ArcMap Online. But if you're clever enough, of course, you can edit the existing widget, or maybe you can even create new ones, so that the result of extractions you are doing through these widgets can be directly saved and stored with some logic inside the layer which you have created into your ArcMap Online map. In this case, again, the publisher data can be used for production workflows, but again, as a kind of validation tool, because you could actually maybe as you're traveling, or you can visit the site, you can have your tablet with you, you can connect to your application, through your map, your mobile mapping data to the publisher, and then you can do your verification exercise directly through this tool. I want to show you the way it works. So I'm connected at the moment. I'm connecting to a tablet. And this is the tablet which I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Chrome because I need to connect to ArcMap Online. And actually, I'm going to connect to my specific application. So I just click on the link to the application. I need to provide username and password to get connected to my ArcGIS Online account in order to be able to see my application. I just confirm that. And actually, this is the application I've been building up. And what you can see at the moment is simply there is a background map. There is if I zoom in, you can see that there is some data which has been already extracted, and these data actually are saved inside a layer which belongs to the ArcMap Online project. Okay, and this is the same scenario I showed you earlier on that motorway. And as I said, you can actually once you are in ArcMap and with a web app builder, you can decide to make use of different widgets. For example, I just downloaded one which would give you the chance to do some editing of some features which are inside your map. But interesting for this webinar is this widget here. So this widget here, basically, as soon as I click, is opening a connection again to the publication which has been uploaded into the publisher. So you see, I have this 3D mapping widget which is opening. The widget is opening the data sets, the point cloud, and the camera view. And maybe in the meanwhile that this is loading, I will just do something like this. Maybe I'm just going to position this somewhere else, where maybe make my life easier for viewing. And I'm loading the resources. And you see I have my spherical imageries loaded on the view number 2. I have my point cloud data set loaded on the view number 1. And on the 2D map of my ArcMap Online project, you see that the data sets from the publication has been loaded as well. You see here that I have my view 1 and view 2 visible here. And probably in this kind of visualization, it doesn't make too much sense also to have a 2D map loaded down here on the bottom right. And this is the 2D map visualization from the publication. So if I would like to remove this, I can go to the workspace and I can say none just to hide the 2D map from my displayed through my widget. And similar to the plugin, when I'm rotating, you see that I'm rotating here and I'm also rotating the views directly. The icon is changing as well inside my ArcMap Online tool. And so again, two-way real-time communication or connection between the publisher and the ArcMap Online solution. What I like to do maybe is I can go to here and set these to full screen. So if I'm setting this to full screen, actually what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing is I can see the data sets as if I'm just navigating inside the publisher. So once I'm here again, I can make use of the different tools I have in the publication. I can now navigate through my data set as I was doing earlier. And also from here, of course, I can, as I was showing you earlier, I can switch to the synchronized views. I can close, so actually I can navigate through my data, and the camera views will be updated accordingly as well. What I was trying to do is I would like to go again where I have the bridge and to show you something what can be done. Okay, here I think we reached where. Yeah, it might take a little bit of time. It depends really from how fast or how good or bad is your internet connection. Okay, I'm approaching my bridge, and in this case, maybe the exercise I want to do is I would like maybe to take a measurements, maybe, or to look at the clearances, to have a look to the clearances information from this bridge, maybe respect to the New Jersey barrier, which is visible here. So maybe I just drive a little bit further closer the car in the position where maybe it makes more sense. And as soon as this is done, I can go here on the left, and here on the left view, I can again take the measurement tools, and I can take again, for example, this vertical measurement tool. Just park the car a little bit closer again. Okay, and I go into my measurement functions. And from here, I say I want to measure distance. I can again pick this one. Maybe what I can do is navigate into my data set. Maybe one position on the maybe why not on the New Jersey barrier, and then this position has been picked directly from the point cloud. And then maybe what I can do is I can zoom in maybe from the image, and then I can take my second measurement maybe directly from the image. So the first point from the point cloud, the second one from the image, and there you go. So in this case, again, I was able to do a measurement directly from the publications. In this case, making use of this widget from ArcMap Online. And if I would have been able to configure or create a new widget able to store this distance measurement into the layer of my ArcMap Online dataset, then I would have been able to store or to transfer this information directly inside ArcMap. And of course, all the other functions which I was showing you earlier, just browsing into the data, are all of them are still available. I could, for example, again, I could go to my annotation. I could start creating my annotation also from here. For example, if I want to identify dangerous or area which are maybe need for some analysis, I can start building up my or extracting, creating my annotation, and to be maybe shared later on to the office with. Also, from this point of view, the data sets which has been loaded into the publisher can really be considered data sets which you can use for real production tasks. Yeah, so this said, I think this is all I wanted to show you about the different way you can make use of your publisher data set loaded into the publisher. I apologize. I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% aware, but I'm pretty sure we had some technical issues at the very beginning. I think we are going to definitely, there will be recording for this. And in case you might have any questions, I would just recommend maybe you to drop one email to this email address here, and then we will be more than happy answering to your questions. Actually, I can see here that there is some which are available here. So I will just answer directly in a second moment. So I think this is it for the moment. Thanks very much for attending. Again, I apologize for any technical issues we might have had during this presentation. And yeah, thanks and have a good day.